Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lavinia and I post beauty videos regarding makeup, skincare, acne positivity, keeping it super real and just making you feel your most confident self. We do only unfiltered, super in-depth makeup tutorials here, skincare videos, everything unfiltered and raw, showing you how things look on real skin in different lighting to break down the walls of beauty standards one flaw at a time. So if that is something you're interested in, I would love for you to join the channel by hitting the big red subscribe button. Today we are doing a full face of Haus Labs makeup. I have everything from their foundation, concealer, blushes, I mean look at these shades, eyeshadow, lip products, literally a full face here. So I'm going to be taking you guys through the application, the wear test, and showing you what this looks like in different lighting. But before we get into that, remember to check out my podcast, Loud Talk with Lavi. We break down the walls of beauty standards every single week. New episodes every Sunday at 7 a.m. MST. We post the video version on YouTube as well as the audio on Spotify, Apple, and all streaming platforms. And don't forget to check out my brand, 9to5skin.com. This is my personal brand founded by me and my co-founder. We met at our 9 to 5 engineering jobs. If you don't know, I'm a chemical engineer and I wanted to create the most efficient skincare system out there. So you can use the code LOUDTALK for 50% off your purchase if you're interested in that. We're actually in the works of doing a full rebrand right now, so stay tuned. But without further ado, let's get right on into this full face of Haus Labs makeup.
Tell me, baby, what's the problem? I keep trying to figure it out. Oh no.
Alright, so let's get started. We're going to start by prepping the skin. This is the Hoola, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Clear Skin Oil-Free Moisturizer Zinc Oxide Sunscreen. This has 2% niacinamide and blue screen. It's a digital de-stress technology that mitigates the effect of blue light and other environmental stressors. I'm not too sure about like claims of that, but it is cool. It's supposed to calm and protect skin and won't cause breakouts. There's 14.7% zinc oxide in this, and look at this bottle. Is this what the actual product looks like, or is it just the bottle? I can't tell. Okay, let's just go in with it. It's just the bottle. I'm really curious about finding sunscreens that work on like my acne prone and textured skin, especially mineral ones, since my brand literally sells an SPF 30 sunscreen. That obviously is like my holy grail. This is blending in really nicely. There's no fragrance from what I can tell. Let me take a look at the ingredients here. Aloe leaf juice. I like that as a base because it helps with hydration. Or like triglyceride, glycerin, niacinamide. It's pretty high up there actually. Jasmine leaf cell extract, cocoa seed extract, centella leaf extract. Yeah, I don't see any fragrance in here. The feel of it is really nice, but I do wish it was a bit more hydrating. Because do we see how it's kind of clinging to my dryness a bit? Okay, it definitely has that mattified look. Maybe my skin is just too dry for this product. I think if you have oily skin, you will really love this. But for me, I think it's just a little bit too drying. I need something with a bit more slip to it. I'm gonna rehydrate the face with a little spray. I can't share this with you guys just yet, but you will know about it soon enough. All right, my lips are so incredibly dry, so I'm gonna start off with their clear lip oil. Heard such good things about these lip oils. I just need to like rehydrate them. I had a lip stain on last night and just dried them out quite a bit. It's more of like a glossy formula, has a bit of that grip to it. Pretty shiny, but feels pretty good. All right, so let's just dive right in. We're gonna start off with the foundation. Now, I've used this foundation before. It was actually like my favorite foundation, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't used it in like over a year just because, you know, I've been trying so many new products and everything, but this stuff is really good. Okay, we also do have the foundation brush here, which this one I actually have never used. Ooh, this is so luxe. I love the feel of this. Okay, this is in the shade 70 Fair Neutral. Using the brush, this is blending out so nicely. This is like my favorite shape of brush. I think I've used this foundation more with a sponge, but man, it just smooths on the skin so nicely and just looks really even. The shade is like ever so lightly light, just because I've got a bit of tan, but we'll bronze this up. I like this style of brush because it's easy to like get around everywhere with it. I just love the coverage of this product and the way it sits on the skin too. Like so good. Let's now move on to the concealer. I have two shades, Rosy Fair and Fair Peach. I feel like Fair Peach would be too dark, so let's go in with Rosy Fair. This actually might be good as a spot concealer. I love the packaging of this. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, this is a big applicator. Look at that. that. Very interesting. Okay, this is Fair Rosy. We're going under the eye. Okay, this is usually where I like to apply my concealer. It's kind of difficult to get back in here. This is definitely a creamier concealer than I thought it would be. I thought it would be more of a liquidy product, but it's definitely giving more cream. I also have the concealer brush to try out. These brushes are so nice. I love the shape of this as well. This is like the perfect shape for a concealer brush. So let's go in and blend right under the eye. I don't typically do too much coverage right under my eye, but I do take the product onto the lid as well to kind of act as my eyeshadow base. It's definitely, I was expecting this concealer to be so liquidy, but it's definitely just more of a thicker consistency. It's kind of sticking like where I initially applied it. It's giving me a more medium coverage. I will say I like a bit more of a fluid concealer that I can kind of shift around where I want, and then that kind of just sets down on its own. This is definitely more of that creamy formula. Blend the highlighted sections with it. It's meshing with the foundation really well. I like it on the face. It's kind of just sticking to where I applied it. Okay, let me see if I can kind of build this up. There's a bit of a spot concealer as well. Do a bit of highlighting here. Okay, yeah, I feel like the consistency of this is really, really nice as a spot concealer because it's letting you blend it out, but it's still sticking to where you apply it. Because sometimes with a concealer that's too liquidy on the face, you know, you apply it and then it shears out really quick. Whereas under the eyes, I do prefer something a little more lightweight just for me. I'm curious, but of course we'll have to see how the concealer fully wears. And I'm gonna take the foundation brush, just go over everything. I will say the skin is looking very nice so far. It looks very even. The texture is not amplified. It has that radiant glow to it. And the other under eyes don't look heavy. I've been having a lot of issues with concealer creasing on me and collecting on the dry patches I've been having from my Raslo tretinoin prescription journey. So this looks really good. All right, so I'm gonna go do some contour and powder off camera and I'll be right back. All right, so time to contour. I'm gonna take the Rare Beauty contour stick. And I just put some onto my brush and using this to diffuse the product into the skin and warm up the perimeters of the face, especially because the foundation is leaning a little light on me. It's just easier to take it right on the brush and blend everything together. So this way you don't remove the product underneath either. And then I'm gonna take my Laura Mercier powder. I use this every day, so I have a good gauge of how the product works on the skin. I don't wanna use like anything too new that might disturb how the foundation and everything sits. So I'm gonna set under the eyes. I know Haus Labs also has a powder, I believe. I do not have that one though. Let me know if I should try it. I like the combo. It's setting really, really nice on the skin. Setting the entire T-zone down and then these areas around my mouth and the eyelids to prep for eyeshadow. All right, time to dive into some complexion products. We have 2 blushes and a highlighter. Let's open all of these and give them a swatch, see what they look like. Oh, this packaging is stunning. This is in the shade Lavender Blonde. It's a nice creamy blush from what I can tell. That's a really pretty shade. And then we have the shade Watermelon Bliss. This is so the pigment, oh my gosh, whoa. These are insanely pigmented. Okay, noted. I'm gonna start off with the lavender shade just to see what it looks like. Tap in slightly with my brush. Take it right here. I don't typically go for lavender shades, but that is really pretty. It has a bit of a sheen to the face, like they're not matte flat blushes. See how it's giving this cheek a little bit of dimension without emphasizing the texture. Okay, now let's dip into this. I'm obsessed with red blush shades, so I don't want to go in too much because this was very pigmented. Okay, this is so pigmented. I'm gonna dust off some on my hand. The thing with powder blushes like this that are this pigmented is like once they're there, they're a bit harder to work in compared to like a cream or liquid blush. So I'm really taking this up to the temple, dipping in for the other side, rubbing some on the back of my hand, going in. We're just gonna have more of an intense blush shade day today, but these are so stunning. I love the radiant glow they're giving to the skin without emphasizing my texture because it's more of a sheen rather than like an actual glitter that these are giving, which I love. That is beautiful. And then let's go in with the highlighter. This is in the shade Fire Opal. That is beautiful. Look at this packaging, guys. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's take a little highlighter brush. That is stunning. On anyone who's like a medium skin tone or a deep skin tone, this would look so beautiful. On me, it's leaning a little orange, but I'm kind of using it more as like a blush topper. There is glitter in this. I don't feel like it's emphasizing the texture too much. That looks really pretty. This is absolutely stunning. Wow. Let's move on to the eyes. We have two palettes here. We have the volume 1, which is very much more of like a neutral everyday palette, and then volume 2, which has some pops of colors. I'm kind of leaning towards this one today and just doing something kind of fun on the eyes. I just can't get over this beautiful packaging. Look at these shades. Before we dive into that, we have some of these high pigment products and some eyeliners, so I kind of want to integrate these into the look. I'm gonna take the palette here and work in the shade Light Peach Matte as my transition shade. You do have to kind of dig more into these eyeshadows. They kind of have a drier formula. They're not like super intense pigmented right off the bat. Then I'm gonna dip into the shade Mauve Brown Matte. Oh yeah, see how like they're just very light? I'm dipping into them quite intensely, but they're not super pigmented. These work very lightly on the eye. I'm gonna need a little more than that, that's for sure. We'll take the black shade to see if this can help us deepen this out. Okay, a little bit. I just want to create some dimension in this outer corner. I will say these shadows are easy to work with, so if you're someone that doesn't like super intense eyeshadow, you like something that you can, you know, easily buff onto the eye and not have to do much blending with, you might really like this. For me, I prefer an eyeshadow that has a bit more of that hit, and then I can kind of like work it and blend it out. We have this blue pigment in the shade Deep Teal Shimmer. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. Okay, I want to apply some of this on the outer corner and just tap it out. Wow, okay, these are pigmented. These are a lot more pigmented. Then I want to pop into this beautiful green shade, and I'm gonna actually layer this on top of the blue, kind of using that blue as like my base for the green. Taking it into like the middle portion of my eye, and then I want to dip into this beautiful pink and plop this on the inner part. We're gonna kind of do like a pinky green eye look today, and then I'm gonna use this shade right here to blend these two together. Okay, the shimmers are a lot more pigmented than the matte shades, and they're really giving me like metallic. We have this super bright pink eyeliner in the shade Magenta Shimmer. Adding just a tiny bit of pop of this to the lower lash line. Not too much because I don't want to add too much pink on the lower half for it to look like weird. And then we have the shade Beige Matte. So they all have like a little blender on the other end, which is nice. So I'm gonna put this one in the waterline. Well, it's a really nice creamy formula, and it's not sensitizing my eyes. Sometimes doing that can definitely do. We have the blue shade. I'm gonna take on the top waterline. This is in Navy Matte. And now I'm gonna take the matte shades to just blend out this outer corner of the eye and kind of smoke it out. All right, now we have one more eye pigment to try. This is in the shade Charcoal Shimmer. This is very deep. Oh, this would have worked really well under the green too. Let me show you. Taking some of that green and plopping it over that silver. Oh, look at that. I just add some of this just to try it out. I don't know what I'm making out of this eye look, but we're turning it into something. Honestly, these are moments where I just want to like play with the makeup. That's really pretty. Just added a little bit of a black liner and some mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Panorama. I feel like this eye look is kind of giving Wicked. It's different than what I've usually done, but kind of here for it. Okay, so the eyes are almost done. I'm just gonna add a little bit of highlighter. I think I'm gonna just use the highlighter we used on the face, just to kind of tie the whole look together. Taking the face highlighter to highlight the inner corners. All right, time for the lips. I have two lip liners to try out today. I kind of want to use both to create a lip look, since we have a pink and a nude. Oh, look at this packaging, guys. So cool. So this is in the shade Mauve Matte. Oh, these are like lip crayons. It's like a lipstick. Look at this. Very creamy. Okay, I see you. Okay, Haus Labs, I see you. And then we have Maple Matte. Really, really beautiful formula. And then it does come with a sharpener on the other end. We also have a pink lip oil and this Atomic Shake lip lacquer in the shade Ruby Shine. That is the most pigmented lip gloss I think I've ever seen. It smells like nail polish, okay? So I'm gonna take the mauve lip and use this as kind of my lip liner, slightly overdrawing. I really like the shape of this because you can kind of use it as your all-in-one. I'm curious on the wear though. Beautiful shade. And then we'll go in with Maple Matte. I have to blend the center out. I like the mauve more with the eye look. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the concealer, dab it in the center to give a bit of that ombre, blend with my finger. And then we have the lip oil in the shade Primary. Look at this hot pink. This is going to match the eyes beautifully. Kind of shifted the lip color underneath a little bit, but the shade is really pretty. It just gave a slight pinky look to the lips, which made it match the eyes perfectly. All right, so now that I finished the makeup, I am noticing a little bit of creasing under the eye. So I'm going to take my brush and just tap it out, and then just take a little bit of the powder on my brush and go right underneath just to blend that out. Of course, I'm curious how this lasts, but first impressions, it is looking really good. I'm gonna go ahead and set this all down with some Urban Decay all-nighter. All right, so here is the finished makeup look. It's really sitting nicely on the face. It looks really, really radiant. We definitely created a very glam look. So let me show you what this looks like in different lighting. Here is away from the ring light. You can kind of see that texture pop up a bit more. Here is some bathroom lighting just to give a more realistic look of how everything is sitting. And then of course some natural lighting as well, which is going to act similar to the ring light where it kind of blows everything out. But I'm going to go ahead and wear this makeup for the rest of the day, and I will be back to share my final thoughts with you guys and see how this stuff worked on my acne prone and textured skin. I'll see you later. I'm trying to get on with my day and wipe this stuff off my hand. Look at this lip look here. It's not leaving. It's more like a liquid lipstick. I thought it was a gloss initially. Help me get it off. I need to get it off. I have a meeting that starts in 2 minutes with some micellar water. It is coming off, but man, this stuff is really foolproof. All right guys, so it is the end of the day. I've been wearing this makeup for over 8 hours now, so let's take a look and I will give you guys my thoughts. All right, so zooming right in, we do have some breakage around the nose and like around this chin area and the mouth area. This is where I've been experiencing a lot of breakage when it comes to being on a Raslo, and a lot of that peeling. But honestly, the skin doesn't look that bad. I feel like the sunscreen I used as my base caused a lot of this dryness because it just felt really dry right off the bat on the skin. I feel like if I use something more hydrating, this would look a lot better, but I still really like this foundation, and I'm excited to use it again with something more hydrating. The concealers actually didn't crease as I thought they would. Do I typically go for something this heavy under the eyes? No, but I think for a heavier, thicker concealer, it does look really good. So if you're interested in it, I wouldn't say it's a bad one to pick up because the under eyes do look really nice and the skin stayed luminous all day without getting like too oily, and my texture isn't emphasized. So that was really nice. The eyeshadow, you know, wore down a little bit, but honestly a lot of the color is still there, and the blush as well is still looking pretty solid. The lips, I was really surprised with the lip oil. I kept applying it throughout the day, but as you can see, it's kind of left a stain on the lips, and then I used the lip liner to retouch as well. So that was definitely a win. Really nice lip oils there, especially for like a long-lasting color. But yeah, I think this looks pretty good. I am so tired, definitely ready to take off this makeup and go to bed, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. We upload every single Friday at 8 AM MST. If you want to see more content from me, go check me out on Instagram and TikTok. I post daily on there, short form photos, all of that. Keep up with like more my day-to-day life on Instagram and TikTok. Follow me at Lavinia. And if you want more long form content from me, more in-depth conversations on confidence building, my acne journey, you know, my other endeavors, Check out my podcast, Loud Talk with Lavi, where we break down the walls of beauty standards one floor at a time, and I also walk you through a lot of my confidence tips. I interview some amazing guests on there. We upload every single Sunday at 7 a.m. MST on YouTube for the video version, on Spotify, Apple, and all streaming platforms for the audio. And last but not least, check out my skincare brand at 9to5skin.com. You can get 50% off your purchase using the code LOUDTALK. That is all for today's video. I love you all so much, and remember to tell yourself something you love about your skin today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Tell me, baby, what's the problem?